Hey, it's on. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the 2018 Spring Awards Recognition Ceremony. It's nice to have some calm after our afternoon, huh? How many got to see a basement in a building they hadn't been in before today? Several of you. Yeah, it was a wild ride this afternoon. We're glad everyone's here. I know some people, due to the storm and heading back to check on their families and things like that, are not able to join us, so we're sorry for that. But tonight we do honor and recognize the best and the brightest here at Pratt Community College for your achievements and your efforts, obviously in the classroom, but certainly on the fields and courts of competition. We recognize your energy, your focus, and your persistence and hard work. We know that you could not have accomplished all of what you've accomplished this year without the support of many outstanding faculty members, staff members, and coaches. So I would ask that all PCC faculty, staff, and coaches in attendance please stand and be recognized. Thank you for what you do in all areas and helping all of our students be as successful as they can be. Tonight we've got a program that many of you already have received and a list of honorees as well as the different order and presentations. And so without further ado, we'll get things underway. And it's my great honor to recognize and introduce John Patton and Carol Rickey from the Business Department, and they will start off the ceremony tonight. Have a good evening tonight and enjoy and recognize your peers.
Thank you, Dr. Calvert. Would Natalie Holguin and Abigail Skiles please come to the stage? Is Natalie not here? Well, now she's supposed to be here. Okay, welcome everyone. On stage with me is John Patton. Angie Tatro is teaching tonight and wasn't able to be here with us. She was trying to be here. And I want to give a shout out to Hannah Tatro, who was very willing to come up to the stage and take Angie's place, but unfortunately I wouldn't let her, so sorry, Hannah. The Accounting and Business Department gives 2 awards each year to an outstanding transfer student and an outstanding business professional student. Natalie Holguin is the president of Kappa Beta Delta and a member of Phi Theta Kappa, where she was honored at the Kansas Academic Team Luncheon in Topeka earlier this year. She's an accounting major with an agriculture emphasis. She's been on the President's Honor Roll each semester and currently has a 4.0 GPA. I've been fortunate to have her in many classes over the years. She's been here in the 2 years that she's been here, and she will be attending Fort Hays State University next fall, where she will major in accounting. And she's prepared, as she already has an Eat Beef Fort Hays State University license tag. I wish her success in all her endeavors. And obviously she isn't here. I talked to her this afternoon, so I'm not real sure. I think the weather was kind of making her nervous. So Abigail Skiles, she's an officer of Kappa Beta Delta, and she will graduate with an Associate in Applied Science degree in Administrative Technology. She's been on the President's and the Dean's Honor Roll each semester and currently has a 3.95 GPA. I've also been fortunate to have Abigail in many classes over the 2 years that she's been here. And she's been a great work study for me this year. I'm not sure how I would have made it through so far without her, so she's been a great help. She's been a member of both the Student Leadership Council and the Student Admissions Rep, and I believe she's done a great job in both of those endeavors. Abigail is currently working at Family Food Store in Sawyer and at TR Services and Rental. She wants to be involved in her community and work after she graduates from PCC, and John and I and Angie wish her success as she moves into the world of work. Congratulations, Abigail. Congratulations. And we have Rhonda Westerhouse coming up next.
Good evening. I'm representing the program for elementary and secondary education this evening, as well as our Club International. So I would invite Haley Blansett to come forward, and also Leslie Medina and Juliana Alacan Diaz, please. Haley is scheduled to work, so she wasn't sure she would be able to get here. But I can tell you that Medina could have gotten Leslie could have gotten our Perfect Attendance Award. She's never missed a class, and the class is at 8 o'clock. So I think she's going to be a great teacher because she's willing to get up early and be in that classroom every single day. She's also been very involved here on campus. I'm trying to convince her to come back next semester. We'll see how that works out. But she's had a 3.32 grade average, and we really appreciate everything that you have done and what you will do as the future outstanding elementary education major as a freshman. Congratulations, Leslie. Juliana is also a member of the Kappa Beta Delta, and she is our international student, outstanding because of her involvement with our club, always willing to get the word out about events, to help in any way she can. She has a grade point average, that's 3.70, and has been a tutor in the library. It's my pleasure to award Juliana the Outstanding International Student Award. Thank you. Next up is nursing.
Well, obviously, I'm not Anna or Kelsey. They were much more attuned to what these two young ladies have done. Catherine Gum and Paige Friend, come on up, please. And so my knowledge base was here. You're going to speak on their behalf because the weather was inclement and they were not able to make it in today. So my comments will be much briefer than what you've heard. Catherine is an alumni of Pratt Community College. Is that accurate? Yeah. She was an encore and was up on stage last year, if I recall correctly. Is that accurate? Oh. Whoops, don't say things that are not true. But nevertheless, they are in the PA nursing program and doing a phenomenal job. And unlike GPA and things of that nature, their major thing is the NCLEX test exam that they have to take here in about 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, something. And how did you do on the pre-NCLEX test?
That's in a couple weeks.
The pre-NCLEX test is in a couple of weeks. The one you took on Monday, yes. Okay, so they didn't do well on the pre-NCLEX. No, they improved on the TV anyway. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, pass these out. Congratulations to them for on their behalf.
everybody. Representing the Performing Arts Department tonight, I'm Misty Beck, Director of Theater. This is Stephanie Hawkins, Director of Music. And somewhere, Jeremy Patterson, our Tech Director, there he is, he's over here. So that we can get through these fairly quickly, I'm going to read the different awards, and Steph and Jeremy will hand them out. And if you want to hold your applause till the end, that would be awesome. So that we can kind of streamline this. Our first set of awards is for Outstanding Performance in a Musical. These awards are for the encore members who were in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in March. And so first one is for Kayla Harbaugh, part of the narrator. Kaylee Giesling, part of the narrator. Then for the ensemble, Shelby Stoltz, Jeremy, Miranda, Standing Alone, Shelby Stoltz, Brooke Holcomb, and then in the roles of the brothers, Jacob Lampy, Brody Holcomb. I said, hold your, no, I'm just kidding. Saul Garcia, Kendall Davidson, and Logan Kalmar, and they're apparently all down there together, so Jeremy's taking the pile. Okay, so that's the theater awards for the Outstanding Performance in a Musical. Next up is our Outstanding Sophomore Tech student. Our technical production students are the people who work behind the stage, and this year's Outstanding Sophomore Tech student is Ashton Bonert. You can see how crafty he is by his little get-up he's got going on here. Okay, next award is for one of our community service things that we do is we have a kids choir, and each year one of the encore students is in charge of kids choir and being the director of that, and this year that was Miranda Gum. Next award is the Pep Band Spirit Award, and this goes to the pep band member who was the loudest person in the group. Would anybody like to guess who that might be? Brody Holcomb. All right. Now, moving right along, we've got 4 Outstanding Encore Freshman Awards, and these go to first-year encore members who have had wonderful attendance, good grades, and great attitudes. And so the 4 that get these this year are Shelby Stoltz, Kendall Davidson, Kayla Harbaugh, and Kaylee Giesling. Okay? Now the last batch, and these are the Outstanding Encore Sophomore Awards. These go to encore members who have been in the group for 2 years. These students have done literally dozens and dozens of shows at fundraisers, community service events, college events, high schools, and other community things. They've represented both the college and our department very well. We've had a long couple of years, and these guys have hung in, and it's been exciting. And so they are all heading off to new adventures. And so this sophomore, you see the respect I get? Nothing. Okay, so first off, Brianna Neifert. And Brianna does not yet know exactly where she's going as of 10 minutes ago. Is that correct? That's correct. Somewhere, but we don't know yet. Okay, Kwanzaa Jones, and she's headed to WSU. Miranda Gum, WSU. Logan Kalmar, WSU. Jacob Lampy is heading to Kansas City and going into a nursing program up there. And Yahara Bates is going to Bethel. So those are our sophomores that have done 2 years. Also want to recognize Caitlin Bauer, who's a sophomore, but's only been in 1 year. And do you know, have you made a decision yet? You're still waiting on that letter? Okay, that was the last I'd heard. So I think, and Saul Garcia has been here 2 years, but we're going to keep him a 3rd year. So we like to do that sometimes. So please give them all a round of applause, and thank you for listening. Up next is Charles Kiefer with Residence Life.
Have all the current RAs join me on stage over here. Over here, over here. Alrighty. So every year, the Residential Life Department, in order to make sure our facilities and our communities run smoothly, hire 25 resident assistants. And this is the group that's been together for over a year now. They started back in August with a week full of training, which they will tell you is the favorite part of RA, right? And then they've been hanging around all year, being on duty, putting on programs, done a great job in residence life. We're going to give certificate to all of them for their service this year, and then we'll announce the RA of the year at the end of this. So stay on stage. When I get you the award, go over there so you can get a picture taken, please. Juliana Alarcon Diaz. Yes. Over there to get a picture taken. Amy Amaral Suarez. AJ Banks. Thank you. Kaylin Bauer. Elijah Boyer, which is finishing his second year as an RA. James Brooks. Wyatt Burchett. Mark Coleman. Looking good, bud. Michael Davis III. Aaron Grant. Calvis Gonzalez, which is also finishing his second year as an RA. Joel Harms. Emily Harner. Haley Harner. They may be related. Marissa Jonas. Tanisha Lewis. You can. Thurman Mosley. She has only been in she's only been in RA for like 10 days, but I saw my certificate, Shannon Parvin. Yeah, you can come up and take a picture. Marcus Sanders. Taylor Schuler. Justin Skeers. Sean St. Pierre. Nathan Wilson is not here. Nathan Wilson is also an RA. All righty. Give him another round of applause. All right, so every month in our meetings we award an RA of the month, and so to end the year, the students got to nominate and vote for the RA of the year. And so it's my distinct pleasure to award the RA of the year to Thurman Mosley. Thank you all, and I think it's Scott Goodhart and Jenny Mueller now.
Good evening. We'll try to be fairly brief. I know we have quite a few different coaches and teams to come up here and speak. Before we begin, we would like to take a moment of silence because we lost someone very special in our athletics program this year. So we'll please have a moment of silence for Madison Futhy. Thank you very much. Coaches, we appreciate the time that you've spent with your teams, the dedication, the hard work that goes into what it is that we do. We're trying to shape lives and try to make people better. We're trying to help move you on to another program or to another academic institution whenever you finish, or move you out into the workforce whenever you are finished. So, coaches, I would like to thank you for all the work that you do, and can we get a round of applause for our coaches? All right, we'll begin this hurrah with athletic training. So Corey and Whitney, if you'll come forward. So this is kind of how we're going to run this here. The speakers will be up front. As they bring their student athletes or students up, we are going to ask that we have you move to the side to take pictures as well. So hang out, don't take off. If you have 1, 2, or 3 people that are going to be recognized, we'll have all of them in addition to a solo photo, so hang out.
All right, for athletic training, we had 7 freshmen this year and 1 sophomore. So if you want to go ahead and stand up, those are in the athletic training program. Stand up. In the athletic training program, the students are required to not only put time in the athletic training room, but they're also charged with helping with game coverage and stuff like that. They're required to observe and help in the training room for a minimum of 10 hours a week. If they're out-of-season athletes, in season they have to cover 5 hours, plus 3 games a semester. Most students use the athletic training program here at PCC as a stepping stone to gain experience and help them get into an athletic training program or a physical therapy program at a university. Our awards this year are going to go out to 2 athletic training students for going above and beyond in the athletic training room. They volunteered for extra game coverage, spent more time getting observation hours in the training room than they needed to. The 2 students we are giving the awards to tonight were dependable, and we can count on them to help us if we need be. Our awards are going to Marissa Dedrick, who's also on the volleyball team, and also Brinkley Reed on the soccer team.
Okay, you guys, you two, get over there. Congratulations. Go picture it up. Next up, we have baseball.
All right, I will be very brief here. Injuries were kind of the story for us this spring. We did have our shares of highs and lows that I'll cover here. Even through injuries, our guys showed a lot of toughness and resiliency while competing in a always tough JAOC conference. Some of our highlights, some individuals, some from our team, something that I don't even know if our guys know, that we're ranked in the top 25 in offense, which is a huge accomplishment for our guys. Ellery Rivera is leading the nation in at-bats and is tied for 4th in hits in the country. That's a huge, huge deal. Freshman Eric Escamilla was voted Player of the Week by the JAOC Conference coaches, which is another huge deal. Some individual things, we had a huge 2-out, 2-run home run by Carl Cooper to beat the JAOC West champion Barton County. It was a huge home run over the scoreboard at our place. With an exciting day at Dodge City a few weeks ago, and it was very exciting for many different reasons. We came out and stunk, and we came back from a 9-2 deficit to have a huge come-from-behind win and win the game 12-11. I want to talk about Sean McElwee and Dalton Huggins, who had 4 and 3 complete games, respectively. And something that we looked up today, our own Boots, Quentin Cobjar, is tied for 24th in the nation in appearances. It's a lot of appearances, man. He pitched a lot. Our conference baseball will be naming our all-conference, all-region guys next week. So once that happens, I'm sure we'll have some guys named for those, and I will send out an email about that. Our postseason awards. Our first one goes to our hitter of the year, Ashton Roy, a sophomore from Canada. Come on up, Ashton. Ashton hit .360 with 10 home runs and 48 RBIs. And if you guys have never been out to the Judd, the wind blows in all the time. So to get 10 home runs out of our place is a huge accomplishment. Next, our pitcher of the year is a freshman from Euless, Texas, Sean McElwee. For the majority of the season, he was our game 1 starter, and only an unforeseen family deal kept him from that all year. But he won 3 game 1s out of the 5 that he pitched, and that's huge because he was going up against the other guys as #1 guy, and that's a huge deal. Lastly, Trace Maddox, he is our Leadership Award winner. He also went through a lot of adversity this year with a lot of people. He's a sophomore from Wichita. He hit .333 with 9 home runs, and that was shortened by about 2.5 weeks, and he was voted team captain.
While baseball is finishing, can I have men's basketball come forward? Sean, you're up. Oh, there you are.
A quick recap. PCC men's basketball team overcame a lot of adversity. They competed hard throughout 2017-18. Despite being the smallest team in the Jayhawk and possibly the country, we increased our season win count and finished 3 spots ahead of our predicted order of finish. Season highlights included a sweep of the biggest team in the conference, Garden City, and a 6-game home conference winning streak. Individual performances worth noting include Jalen Wilson's earning all-conference honorable mention, James Brooks, Player of the Week honors, Asim Johnson's 37-point, 18-rebound performance in his final game as a Beaver, and A.J. Banks' buzzer beater to beat Garden City the day before break. Every member of our team played longer and harder than they once expected. We're thankful for all their efforts. Individual awards. Most valuable player, James Brooks. Most outstanding person, Jalen Wilson. Most improved player, Austin Johnson. And that's that. Thank you.
Coach Ishii with women's basketball.
Thank you, Coach Mueller. Good evening, everyone. I have a few notes. Most of this will come from my heart, but I've got these to refer to. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Calvert, Lisa Miller, all the administrators, the faculty, the staff, all the things that you do for all students and for our athletes. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we've got the cleanest arena in the country. Our custodial and maintenance staff do an unbelievable job. If you would, that's daily. Give them a round of applause. Now to recognize the 2017-18 women's basketball team. Now the word team is an individual season. And I've said this to them many times, as long as they want to be, they are part of a program. And that's something that we're trying to establish. And I would like this particular team to please stand up right where you're at. Now stay standing. They say the best, save the best for last, but I'm going to present the best at first. And this is the thing that I'm most proud of. This is a team award. This is our first semester team grade point average for the fall semester, 2017, 3.04. Stay right there. I'm coming to you with this. And I would challenge each team here to please finish your academic year strong, because there's only like 3 things in life that the world can't take from you: your last name, your level of education, and what you stand for. Crash. Thank you. Okay. The late, great poet, actress, civil rights activist, author, Maya Angelou had a saying. One of her sayings was, "You will face a lot of defeats in life, but never be defeated." And this year's team, for the most part, I didn't think was defeated. They persevered. They were resilient, as our baseball coach just alluded to about his squad, Coach Thompson. This team was very resilient. They fought, they scratched, they clawed. Winning sometimes, getting up one more time than you get knocked down. And we played really well toward the end of the season. I think Coach Thompson was the one that alluded to how tough the Jayhawk Conference is. Well, in women's basketball, everybody watches March Madness. There's 64 teams that go to that national tournament. In the NJCAA, only 24 teams go, and every year out of this league in this region, 2 to 3 teams go. So sometimes things are relative. You can be good, but not be as good as the competition, and I felt like that's where our team was this year. This league had 3 first or second team All-Americans in women's basketball. We played against a team that only beat us 9 here, that had the nation's leading score in Cowley County on sophomore day. Led them for 3 quarters and fell up just a little bit short. But as far as winning and losing, it didn't come out the way they wanted it, I wanted it, but we will not be defeated, and better days are ahead. Now, individual awards. First of all, I'd like Chana Parvin to come up here, please. As Chana's coming to the stage, she was one of only 13 people across our region and tournament to be selected as an All-Jayhawk performer. She was honorable mention All-League. She led our team in field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage. So that's the award for Best Field Goal Percentage Player for this season. Second award is for rebounding. 5'7" player going night in and night out against All-Americans at 5'7". She missed the last 6 games of the season with a torn tendon in her pinky finger. She averaged 6.1 rebounds per game, which was 15th in the conference, which is pretty good for her size. Tiana Tullis, San Antonio, Texas. The third and last award I have is called the Heart of a Champion. And this goes to someone that, in my mind, this is a subjective award. There's more than one that could get this, but this isn't everybody gets a trophy. She was coachable. She could take corrective criticism. She could take being criticized, corrected. She never had bad body language that I know of. And she was a tremendous teammate. Heart of a Champion goes to sophomore Anna Wesley. As Anna's coming up here, Brian, stand up for me. It's my assistant coach, Brian Kohler. He does a lot of tasks that go unthanked, but recruiting's going really well, and a big part of that goes to Coach Kohler's endless hours. Thank you for what you do. Okay. Thank you.
Brian. Can I have you come up? Picture as well.
I did my one jumping for the day.
Jordan, there you are.
John Ishii, he's really good, right? So the cheer team this year consisted of 3 sophomores and the rest freshmen, so we were a pretty young team. We always start out in October learning our competition routine. It basically is consisted of a full cheer and a whole dance routine with stunts. And then we wait all the way until March, so we have that long time to critique it. But when we went to competition in Salina, we got 5th in our small group, and then our small stunt group of 1 guy or less placed 2nd out of 4 teams, so that was our first year of ever doing that. And then kind of some highlight memories that the girls kind of gave me today were water balloons, shaving cream with some baby oil, and kind of some twisted stuff for our junior cheer, and then judging our local tryouts. So I want to thank all of you guys. That's a lot to do in just a whole year, and without you guys, our team wouldn't have made it this far. I have one award to give out. It's our outstanding cheerleader, and it's Carly Tomlin. So if you don't know, Carly recently signed with McPherson College, and she will continue her education there. Thank you.
Cross country, Eric and Jamal, if you'll both come forward. No problem.
Woo. All right. Well, I got a little stage fright, so. Okay, so the cross-country season this year, it's from the year before, it greatly improved and everything. We had 6 national qualifiers that ran in Fort Dodge, Iowa on a nice, cloudy, wonderful 30-degree day. So if you ran at nationals, could you please stand if you're here? So after cross-country season, after nationals, some of the students as well got an opportunity to go run a half marathon. If you guys don't know how far a half marathon is, it's 13.1 miles. And one of our girls actually set a new school record in it this year, so it was a pretty exciting race up in Topeka. If you ran at the half marathon, can you stand up? Okay, so I have 2 awards to give out. So we'll start with the female MVP. This girl, she was our #1 runner week after week at all of our races. She holds school records in cross country, and she also holds records during track as well. She's part of one of the elite group of distance runners that have ever been here at the school. So I'd like to recognize freshman. She's from Tucson, Arizona, Aminata Keniwani. And then our men's, this guy, he was our most consistent top runner, which means he is always one that crossed the line first on the team this year. He comes from Mission, Texas, where there's been many great runners that have came from there to the school here. So I'd like to recognize Xavier Ortiz. Congratulations. And that's all I got. So
men's soccer.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. In the past, we've had great success with the men's program. 2017 wasn't one of those years for many reasons, but the guys hung in there. Many reasons why it didn't happen, but we don't make excuses. We go out, give everything we've got, and we live with the result, and that's what happened to us this year. But on a personal side, there was a couple of guys who should be recognized and made all-conference second team. Aaron Grant from Scotland, he's over here. And Francisco, my Italian guy, is not here. Mark was going to stand in for him, but you don't look like a Mark, so we can't do that. But anyway, great effort by you two and everybody else, but we need to bounce back next year, and with a bunch of talented freshmen coming in, we will be back next year. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. The sophomores, good luck. And the schools, when you move on, freshmen, get ready to work. We have 2 awards. One of them is for Aaron, Defensive Player of the Year. an MVP, and Francesco was Offensive Player of the Year, but we'll just have to make do. Thank you, everybody.
Ashley with women's soccer.
Oh, does he really?
Well, I want to start off by saying how proud I am of my girls. Last year, I took over a very struggling team, and from the first day, I told the girls we need to rebuild and change this program. I challenged the girls to improve every aspect of the game, and they did exactly that. We won more games, we scored more goals, we jumped up a place in the conference, and we decreased the goals against by 46%, which is huge. Brittany also received Keeper of the Week during the season, and Avery received Second Team All-Conference Award for a forward. We're still not where we want to be, but we're certainly headed in the right direction, and this team right here is the foundation of this change. Although we've had some good times, we've also been through a very tough time as a team by losing one of our own, Madison, in January. My girls have shown their strength not only physically, but mentally and emotionally too, and I really couldn't be any more prouder of them. They've been the toughest team I've ever been a part of. And I have 2 awards tonight. The first one is Offensive Player of the Year. We were a very defensive team this year, so she had to work double up top, and it was certainly recognized. She got 2 goals and 4 assists, which she says she's going to absolutely smash next year and beat, so Avery Villanez. And then my second award is Defensive Player of the Year. This girl held down the back line. She worked hard without me even having to ask, didn't complain, done her job above and beyond. It's Madison Fury.
Melvin with softball.
All right, thank you, everybody. I've got some prepared words for our softball section here. Wanted to say, very proud to get an opportunity to coach these young ladies this year, and I'll go from there. Softball Beavers went into the 2018 season with ambitions of filling key positions and getting back on the road to competitiveness in conference and regional play. As a coach, you are never satisfied with falling short of a championship, but we made big strides toward revaluing our brand as a program. We increased our offensive numbers dramatically this season with a team batting average just under 300. We saw our home run total go up more than quadruple from 5 to 23. And jumped our doubles from 49 to 64 this year. As a direct result, our top hitters recorded batting averages of 380, 349, 348, and 324. And our next 2 best averages were just below 300 at 298 and 296. We saw our record swing back to the double-digit win column and had opportunities to add even more wins in some very close ball games. We garnered our first Jayhawk Conference Player of the Week in the last 5 years this season. We saw walk-off and come-from-behind victories that were packaged with nail-biting pitching performances for heroic saves. We persevered the loss of key players for periods ranging from over a month to the entire season due to injury and never gave up. And we became a part of the conversation in all conference discussions for the first time in a few years. This group was the sophomores from a challenging start, and freshmen pressed into starting roles immediately this year. There aren't excuses for the areas we fell short in, but we're definitely proud of being able to bring excitement and competitiveness back to our program that has been lacking recently. And that is a great foundation for squads to follow. At this time, we have our Most Valuable Defensive Player Award. Most Valuable Defense is not necessarily for the simple statistic of fielding percentage. It's about the person who made the rest of the defense better, and the team played better with her on the field and in the field of play regularly. Taylor Schuler. Taylor was our shortstop and our linchpin defensively, and when she went down, we had to reshuffle a little bit, and her return helped spur us on at the end of the season. Our most valuable offensive player is somebody, if you were here last year, you've gotten used to her name a little bit. She was the Jayhawk Conference Player of the Week, and she also tallied in a batting average of 380 to end the year. Picked up her home run production exponentially this year and gave us quite a few thrills. Marissa Jonas. And last and most important, never least, the Team MVP Award is voted on by the players, not the coaches. They get to put their say in on who they felt stood up at the front of their team and made things happen and brought a positive outcome and outlook. We had a tie. Taylor Schuler and Marissa Jonas. Thank you.
Track and field, Jamal.
Thank you. So they asked us all to prepare something. I really had no idea what I wanted to say until about last minute. But simply put, this track season has been one marked with transition, improvement, and a lot of miles spent behind the steering wheel. During the indoor season, that improvement was demonstrated, especially at our Region 6 meet, where our women's team not only virtually tripled their points in the final standings, but also moved up 6 total places from the bottom end to the middle of the pack, which hopefully they'll continue to improve on with our outdoor meet this weekend. This season, we've had a total of 10 individual national qualifiers, along with 3 relay qualifiers. And once again, hopefully after this weekend, we'll be able to add to that total. In addition to those accomplishments on the national level, we also are fortunate to see quite a few of our own school records broken. 12 total records have gone down thus far, including some that date back as far as 1987. All of that was said to say that this program is one on the rise, and the growth that we've experienced this year will be the foundation to paying dividends next season. And with that, I guess I'll move on to awards and things. Start with the guys. I don't have to. So I'm going to start with our most improved male athlete. And this is a kid, when I got here, I had no idea what I was going to do with. But, before I even stepped foot in Pratt, to start the job, I had a phone call. Yeah, Coach, I want to work hard. I want to do everything you asked me to do, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to do it. He's had some ups and downs, quite a few more downs than ups, but luckily I got him on the upswing right now when it counts the most. And so with that being said, our most improved male athlete goes to Juvens Pierre. And since a couple of our gentlemen are actually spending some time in their school books, we're going to move on to our young ladies. And we'll start with this one, who I still don't know what I'm going to do with. Most days, she's okay. Some days her head is completely in the clouds, and that's on a clear day and there's no cloud to be seen. But she's worked hard, she's improved, and she was a vital part of our 4x4 relay that was able to not only qualify for nationals, but break our school record by 14 seconds. And so for Freshman of the Year, I have Phasia Hodges. So with this next award, I think this is becoming a theme for this program. Another kid I did not have a clue what I was going to do with when I first met her. But, you know, she's the type that instills a lot of heart in everything she does. And no matter how you feel about your day when you're coming into practice, the effort that she gives can kind of take you from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. This young lady has done everything I've asked her to do, including being a part of not only individually breaking 4 school records, but also being a part of breaking 2 team records, relay records. So all that to say, my most improved female athlete, Madeline Jacobson. And now virtually for, I guess what you could call the headliner type of situation. Initially, I was only going to present this award to one person, but as I spent time today going over what I was going to say in front of you guys this evening, I realized that I would be doing a disservice only applying this award to one person. So for starters, I would like to say my co-most valuable female athlete, Madeline Jacobson. But also, I'd like to bring up one more young lady who we've had some ups and downs, common theme. But a lot of that can be attributed to me because I am a bit hard to work for. But that's because I expect a lot and I do ask a lot, but it's only if I believe that you can do it. I asked this young lady to change some things that she was doing event-wise early on, and I told her that I felt like that's where she would be best suited for not only this team, but what she was going to be able to do when she moved on from here to obtain a scholarship. And luckily, I worked out. So with all of that being said, my other co-most valuable female athlete, Anicia Romaine.
All right, I get to speak about my team, the volleyball team. Can I have you ladies stand, please? And Angelo. These young ladies have put in quite a bit of work. Angelo has put in quite a bit of work, and I appreciate the patience that you've had with me as I'm working through these other positions through the course of the spring. You've stepped up whenever I've asked, and I really greatly appreciate the time and effort that you've put in. So thank you very much. And you may have a seat. Season-wise, we're never content with where we are. We're looking to be better in the future, and I think that's something we have ahead of us. I think some things that we accomplished through this fall were apparent, maybe not only not on the win-loss side, but as far as on the intrinsic piece. So those intangibles. We had some strong leadership with our freshmen. We had some strong leadership within the sophomore group. People were asked to step in and play some different roles, and maybe not one that they were most comfortable with, but you took it in stride, so I appreciate that. We did have 2 more conference wins than what we had the prior year, and they were both at home. So those of you that came and attended and created a rowdy team environment, thank you very much. And we hope to have you out again next year. We had one all-conference selection in Lexi Schamberger. She was our super sophomore that came back and competed for us, so we're appreciative of that. All 5 of our sophomores will move on after they graduate here and attend universities. We have 3 that have moved on and signed scholarships, and they're already there. They did graduate in December. Allison Rose is at Avila University. Taylor Groen Younger and Lexi Schamberger are both at University of St. Mary. So we're excited for those. Our fall team GPA, plus Angelo, we had a 3.27, so very excited about how well we did. 13 of our 18 student athletes were above a 3.0 in GPA, and we had 4 4.0 GPAs. So very good work. Quick applause for that, please. And professors, we can't do this without you. We appreciate the time and the effort that you put in. I know that we're gone from class a lot, and it's frustrating. All athletes, we're gone from class at points in time, and so we appreciate the time that you put in to make the effort to help us do what we need to do on the academic side. This team has also put in 825 hours of community service. I have 18. That's a lot of community service for 18 individuals. I'll make this short, quick, so let's go ahead and get to the individual awards. Our Team Leadership Award goes to Gabe Ediger. She represents us well. She's a face that's out in the campus community. She helps out whenever needed. She's a calm whenever we have a little bit of unrest, and we appreciate everything you've done. Most Improved Player, Jordan Jones. Jordan made some big strides through the fall. She had a little bit of injury, came back from injury. I'm still waiting for the hole in the floor. But we have next year, right, Job? All right. And Most Valuable Player is Lexi Schamberger. Again, she's moved on and received Jayhawk Conference Player recognition. So those are my 3 ladies here. Angelo and I have been working hard on the recruiting side. Players, you guys have done a great job on the recruiting side with me as well. We've got 11 signees coming in for next year, so we're anxious to see how well we can perform for you next season.
All right, next up will be Ken Kepley with wrestling.
Yeah, I took my sweats off, so this is one of my 3 outfits. It's like a cartoon. Okay? Okay. Thanks for taking your hat off, Justin. All right. This year has been nothing but more highs than lows, but the lows really hit us hard. Okay? You know, first tournament of the year, we lose a 125-pounder that was ranked 4th in the country, and it went down from there with injuries. Had a ton of injuries this year. But with any team, everybody knows, any coach, any department, any marriage, anything, you're only as strong as your partner. You're only as strong as the 3rd string. You're only as strong as them. So that's what we had to depend on this year. When I recruit, I look for the next best guy. You're going to have 2 guys getting after it. Okay? So that's how our results came at the right time. It might not have looked good during the season. It might not have looked good during the qualifier. But when we got to the national tournament, we made a lot of noise. Got a lot of compliments and everything. That comes with everybody that's sitting in these first 2 rows. Everybody. Finished top 25 in the nation. We took 7th out of 8 at the district tournament. We were the 3rd place team at the national tournament in our conference.
So that says a lot on how much work we did. We had one guy out. Don't clap for me, clap for them. We had one guy out. We could not wrestle him. I did not want to lose my job. He tore his labrum, shoulders out. Thought the season was over. And most of you saw it at the Newman duel. It was bad. He comes back. We get a wild card. Coaches voted on it. He's one of the best in the country. Comes in, takes 6th in the country. All-American. He's not here with us tonight. But it takes a lot to do that. He made it to the quarterfinals at the national championships. He lost. Tough call, tough match. I wish, hindsight's 20/20, I wish I would have made some better decisions from my corner in doing so. He walked off the mat, and one of the things that he said was, I came here to win and I'm done. And I was like, go cool off, come talk to me in a second. Took the brace off. Beats the kid that's ranked 3rd all year in the country. What was it, like 18-2. Beats the kid that was ranked 4th in the country the next day, 21-2. Shoulder is done after his next match. I told him, you're done. It's over. Take 6th in the country. He's 100%. It's not winning the national title, it's how he won it. That's how our season went. So you can't look at the negatives, even going to school here. There's a lot of things that probably went bad, went sour, but you got to remember the good memories of it. He's going on to Newman. He's a Division I athlete, I think. I know that for a fact. He's going to Newman because he's happy and he made a good decision. Kelvis Gonzalez is going to go on to Central Missouri, and he got injured at the beginning of this year. He worked hard, and he got into that stage to where he wanted to wrestle at the next level. That's great for him, okay? We had 5 national qualifiers. Stand up when I call your name. Brian Balderrama, he's not here tonight. He's working. Justin Hirschberger, freshman. Kevin is not here with us tonight. Nick Lucas, freshman. Everybody saw Nick get knocked out at Newman. And sophomore JT Ellis. JT is a 2-time national qualifier. Between the 5 that I just called out, they had 110 victories this year. That's half of our lineup. The other 5, we probably had over 150. That's the most we've ever had since I've been here. We had a very talented team. Things just didn't go together because of injuries and some things that just happened over the year. But we had to come back from it. Our team GPA in the first semester, at the national tournament, we had a 3.33 GPA. We lost we came in 2nd for the team race by 0.02. But we still can get the award at the end of the year, and that would be our 7th in a row, highest team GPA in the country. We have had over, and we're still counting, 1,500 hours of community service this year too. We work hard, we do what we're supposed to do, and those are the things that we're supposed to do. The way that I determine a low, I don't see it as a negative. A low could be something that could challenge you. A low could be something that could put you over the top. That's what we worked on all year. With these freshmen coming back, I'm very excited. They've been recruiting. I've been recruiting. It's going to be very fun. And the sophomores really want it back too. With our awards, Dalton Hensley, come up please, and Nick Lucas. Freshman of the Year Award, I feel like he got snubbed. Jenny saw me cry. Yes, I have emotions. Jenny saw me cry at the national tournament because it's not supposed to be this way, or at the regional tournament. Dalton receives the Freshman of the Year Award. Dalton's record was 26-17. He had 26 wins as a freshman, and we compete against D1, D2, D3, JUCO, and NAIA, all of them, just like track does. We see everybody. We went to the Hayes tournament. Oklahoma State had their ones there. That was fun to watch. Wasn't fun to wrestle with, though. Okay? And Kevin actually beat one of them. Dalton has done everything correct. 4.0 GPA, never missed his class, top of his class. The bad thing is he got the perfect job he ever wanted, so he won't be returning with us next year. But I'm so happy for him that he actually got the job. Next up is the Landon Key Sweater Leadership Award. Landon Key Sweater was the national champ back my second year here as head coach in 2012. Two-time All-American. Great kid, 4.0 GPA for 2 years. I wish he would have went and wrestled, but he's out making $80,000 being EPT. So hope he donates some of that back to us sometime. Nick has had some ups and downs this year. I've been actually training him for how long? A long time. Don't cuss. A very, very long time. I coached his sister. Okay? It's like my little brother. So giving him this award means a lot. I hope he speaks up a little bit more because he doesn't talk that much. But he'll be receiving the Leadership Award this year. Our third award is Brian Balderrama with the most improved. Everybody knows Dallas, right? Dallas was 28-6 this year. Okay, Kelvis was our starter at the beginning of the year, ranked 4th in the country, blew his knee out in the first match that he wrestled this year. Dallas comes in at the Kansas Cups, 28-6, blows out his knee in that match. Brian's our third stringer. I pulled the red shirt from him. He qualifies for nationals. He makes the round of 12. Round of 12, top 8 gets All-American. He made the round of 12. That's something special. He's only been wrestling for 4 years, and he's from Pratt. It's a great accomplishment for him. He was disappointed. I was very proud of him. But he is receiving the Most Improved Wrestler of the Year award. Hand it off to Scott.
All right, thank you. We have one more award to give tonight, and that is our student athlete, male and female, of the year of the student athlete. Ooh, try that again. PCC Student Athlete of the Year award. This award is nominated by coaches and voted on by the athletic department staff. Criteria considered for this award consist of the athletic success regionally and nationally, grade point average, and the overall character of the student athlete. With that being said, our 2018 PCC Male Student Athlete of the Year goes to sophomore from Frontenac, Kansas, James Brooks, men's basketball. Just a quick recap on James. James was recently named the team most valuable player, KJCCC Player of the Week, 10 honors. He averaged a double-double with 16 points and 11 rebounds against nationally ranked Hutch and a win over Cloud County. James finished the season 13.4 points per game with a team-high 38.6% from the three-point line. James will be continuing his education athletic career at Kansas Wesleyan next year. Let's give him one more round of applause, please. All right, now moving on to the Female Student Athlete of the Year. She is a sophomore from Hoisington, Kansas, Marissa Jonas with softball. I will say that the female award was we had several good nominees, and it was hard for it came down to one person on each one, so very tough this year with the females. Just a quick recap on Marissa. Was recently named Team Offensive Player of the Year and Co-Most Valuable Player, KJCCC Player of the Week, 3 honors, where she averaged .52 batting average, going 13 of 24. Added to that was 10 runs, batted in, 5 runs, and 3 home runs. Marissa ended the year with a .380 batting average, 54 hits, 30 runs, batted in. Marissa will be continuing her educational career at Fort Hays State University. So, one more round of applause for both of these great student athletes.
All right. right, we'll close house here. Again, professors, thank you for the effort that you put in for our student athletes. Student athletes, thank you for putting in the effort on the academic side in addition to your court and field efforts. You still have a couple days left of class and you have finals, so study up, make the grades. Thank you very much for coming.